We are joined by Dr. LS Rathore, Director General of Indian Meteorological Department, who's joining us from New Delhi. Thank you very much, Dr. Rathore, for being with us here on NDTV Profits. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Sir, there has been a little panic that we have seen, especially, with the people all across because of the unseasonal rain. You gave the forecast, so probably people were better prepared this time for rain and hailstorm. But what's the outlook now? Whether it will continue, it will be a repeat of what we saw last year, or are things looking better now?
Well, as far as March is concerned, I think there was one episode which happened the last weekend, and again there is a western disturbance, but the influence of this forthcoming system is not as intense as we experienced just a couple of days ago, but it was going to influence in the mountainous states of northwest Himalaya, that is Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand. Also the central parts of India and East India, there is going to be some rain, and isolated hail is also likely, but the intensity and spread will be much lesser than what we have experienced. That is as far as March is concerned, but equally the meteorological conditions which is of concern to the farmers is temperatures. We have seen that throughout the Rabi season, starting from November, December, January, February, all these months have been warmer than normal, and conditions are likely to continue. That means the warmth is likely to continue till the harvest, and that really minimize the size of the grains, particularly in the case of wheat and even other crops, because the higher temperature enhance the photorespiration rates, and thereby having a negative impact on the final yield of the crop.
So, which are the key regions in the country that one has to be really cautious about? Are you informing the government, the farmers, as to which are the key regions that are likely to be in focus going forward, sir?
Well, as far as the regions or states are concerned, we have experienced bad weather in the states of Punjab, Haryana, parts of Rajasthan, parts of Uttar Pradesh, then Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha. And I think again these are the regions, because if you look at the crop scenario, the entire wheat belt, which is really spread throughout the Indo-Gangetic plain, right, starting from Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, UP, Bihar, and these states, including Madhya Pradesh, the temperatures are higher, and also these unseasonal episodes of the rainfall, though rainfall amount may not be very high, but these weather conditions are also associated with thundery development, and therefore we do get strong winds which create a lot of lodging, and this lodging is devastating the fields.
All right, and are we expected to see this getting slightly better as we enter into the month of April? Do we have any forecast? Are things likely to look up anytime soon?
Well, in the extended range forecast, you cannot be that specific, but in a kind of average sense, April is again going to be wetter than normal.
And in the month of February also, we've seen this unusual heat. I mean, it's being called as an unusually hot month. How would you read the month of February that has been? Was it unusually warm this time? And what would you really attribute this to?
Yes, as I mentioned that right from November onwards, the temperatures are higher than normal, so February inclusive of that, and different point in time of crops life cycle, the higher temperature have a different impact on different crops. Say for example, if the temperatures are higher at the point when the germination is taking place, then the seed setting rate is low. In terms of, say, for example, wheat, if temperatures are higher at the tillering stage, then number of tillers remain lesser. And if it is higher at the time of when vegetative growth is taking place, then it is a different impact. And as I mentioned earlier, that after the reproductive phase, when the seed setting is taking place, if temperatures are higher, then impact is higher, and that also is reflected in terms of size of the grain, and if size remains smaller, the total yield also remains lesser.
Okay, and Dr. Rathore, any outlook that we've got as far as the summer season is concerned, and of course the monsoon, when are we likely to see a forecast? Are things looking better? There have been many talks going around that, you know, this year we are likely to see La Nina instead of El Nino, so we may see a better monsoon. Any update that you can give us?
As far as monsoon is concerned, IMD will give its update in the last week of April. And of course, there are a lot of speculations. We will not make speculations. We will come up with our prediction in the month of April. And as far as La Nina is concerned, it is too early to say anything. Yes, El Nino is fading away. And that is the kind of projections we are getting. It has already started, temperature in the equatorial Pacific has started reducing, and so that will not be there. But monsoon is very complex. You really can't predict just based on one parameter. So let us wait for the last week of April, when some assessment of all the parameters which are impacting the monsoon, and then we take them as indicator. We will have a better handle on those observations, and then we'll come with our prediction.
Okay, but one good news, of course, you've given is that at least El Nino is fading away. Any indication that, you know, we may definitely see a La Nina building? How is the situation really looking like? I mean, you know, because all eyes are, of course, going to be on the monsoon this year, the kind of rural slowdown that we have seen. So it's something that will be really important. But any indication that you can give us at this point in time?
Well, the sea surface temperature do not rapidly change. It is a slow changing process, whether it is decreasing or increasing. It can't all of a sudden change. It takes a lot of time. And we are already in the month of March, only 3 months away from the monsoon. And I don't see that immediately La Nina will develop. If at all it develops, it comes later part of the season, but it is too early to say anything as of now. So let us not speculate on these.
All right, too early to comment on the monsoon, but a word on the summer season this year, Dr. Rathore. What's the sense? Last year, we didn't really see, temperatures rising too much as well. But this time, how is the outlook as far as summer season is concerned? Is it expected to be normal, or there are likely to be some disruptions in the summer season as well?
We are working on, as was being told by us earlier, that henceforth we are also going to start advisories for summer, and we are working on that, and in a couple of days we will issue our bulletin on the intensity of heat during the ensuing summer season.